In today's video, I'm going to do my best to showcase the differences between Boeing, Airbus, and Embraer aircraft. In hopes of making the differences more prominent, all three aircraft are from United Airlines and all three pictures were taken at the Albuquerque Sunport. Really quickly, I highlighted all the major differences I could find between the three aircraft. I'll leave this picture on the screen in case you want to take more time to look at it. So the first aircraft I'll be covering is the Boeing 737. So the first two things that I put to note are that the cockpit windows point downwards and that the nose cone is pointier. In case you didn't see it from that far away, here's a close-up of the Boeing 737's nose section. And here's that same picture without the notations. Compare that to the nose section of the Airbus A319, and then that of the Embraer E175. I'll flash by the differences one more time. Some other things I included are that the bottom edge of the tail is longer and more angular, the engines are smaller and more flat, which is a typical Boeing design, and the winglets, which are the small pieces of metal at the edge of the plane's wings, are longer and point both up and down. Moving on to the Airbus A319, basically everything on this plane is smaller and more rounded than on the Boeing 737. For example, the cockpit windows are more rounded, but this time they are angled more upwards. Similarly, the nose cone is also more rounded than that of the Boeing 737. Also something to note, the Airbus A319's engines are larger and more circular than that of the 737. Also somewhat noticeable, the winglets at the end of the wings are much shorter but still point both up and down. Moving on to the Embraer E175, the cockpit windows are straighter and more lined, which I showed previously. The nose cone is pointier than the A319, but more rounded than the 737, which I also showed previously. Similar to the 737, the bottom edge of the tail is more angular, but it's raised further up. The engines are circular, but much smaller than that of the A319, and the winglets are longer than the A319's winglets, but only point upwards. I'll leave this annotated chart of all three planes and their differences up on the screen for you to take a closer look at. Thanks for watching.